Turning 30 is one of those milestones that quietly makes you pause. Not in a dramatic way, but in a reflective way. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about the kind of life I want to walk into when my 30s begin. Most of my 20s, I focused on building things, building a career, building stability, building a life that made sense on paper. And I'm really grateful for that version of me. But recently, I started realizing that the life I want going forward isn't only about what I achieve, it's about how my everyday life actually feels, how my morning starts, how my evenings end, the small routines that shape my day without me even thinking about them. So instead of waiting until my birthday to suddenly become a new person, I decided to give myself a little reset. 60 days. 60 days before turning 30 to slowly adjust the way I'm living. Not through big dramatic goals, but through habits. Because the truth is, goals come and go. You chase them, you achieve them, and then you move on to the next thing. But habit stays. Habits quietly shape your life in the background. They shape your health, your energy, your mindset, and your relationships. They shape the person you slowly become. So instead of asking myself what I want to accomplish turning 30, I started asking a different question. What habits do I want to carry with me in my 30s? What routines would make my life feel calmer, healthier, and more intentional? What small things I can start doing now that would slowly build the life that I want? So, over the next 60 days, I'm focusing on a few simple areas. First, rebuilding a routine that supports my health, strength training, getting my steps in, prioritizing sleep, and actually taking care of my body. Second, letting myself try new things again. Things I've always been curious about but never gave myself permission to explore. Sometimes the smallest habits end up shaping the biggest part of your life, and this video is really just the beginning of that reset. Part of this reset before turning 30 is letting myself be curious again, letting myself try things without needing them to turn into something impressive. Maybe painting becomes something I enjoy doing on quiet evenings. Maybe I try baking just for fun and end up making a mess in the kitchen. Maybe I sign up for a class or learn something completely random. It doesn't really matter. The point is to stay open, to remind myself that life isn't only about doing the things that you're already good at. Sometimes the best part of life comes from the things you try with absolute no expectation, just curiosity and just joy.
I got, oh my gosh, look at this. Such a pretty notebook. There are like this sweet little heart shaped cherries here, which is so cute. I got this because I want to start my memory garden. I call memory garden, it's a concept where you write down all the people that you remember because there is a reason that you remember those people, right? Like my middle school teacher, a friend from India, or someone I met and I don't remember them particularly, but I remember a certain memory with that person. So those kind of things I want to write down because it just makes me feel like I met so many beautifully kind people who shaped me into who I am today. My teachers, friends, colleagues, and those people were temporary in my life because if I finished school, then I don't see my teacher again, right? But it's just writing them down in a book gives you this memory lane, and you write down their name, you write down what you first noticed about them, any positive things, how they made you feel. In 30 years, touch wood, I met so many beautifully kind people. I had so much fun, I made so many memories, and deep down, I'm always gonna remember them. But having them mentioned in this book and going back to it and reading it, it's just such a fun and nostalgic thing to do, and it also gives me hope for the future. Such a big life, and there are so many beautiful souls that I'm yet to encounter. So many people who's gonna love me, cherish me, whom I'm gonna love. Also gonna use this book as my happy moment journal. So anytime I felt super happy, I'm gonna write down in here how I felt, what the experience was about, and also all the other moments that you thought you never gonna overcome, but then you look back and then you overcome those moments. I'm also gonna use this journal to understand myself better. So I'm gonna write down like my mom, my dad, my uncle, aunt, all of their names, and then anything and everything that I admire about them and what I learned from them. You know, all the things that I feel that is great, and also all the things that they need to improve. And you know, how they behave when they are happy, how they process their emotions, sadness, anger, all of those things, what patterns I got from my family and my friends, and all those things. I don't know how to explain it better, but yeah, that's the gist of it. You have to consistently do something to be good at it, right? Before I turn 30, this 2 months, I want to try as many new things as possible. So, one of the things would be painting. Then, growing up, I used to help my mom with embroidery. At Dollarama, I found this embroidery kit, and it has such a good, like, sunflower or this kind of flower thingy. And I'm gonna hopefully try. It says 5 plus, so I should be fine. Yeah, so we'll try this one coming days.
When you slow down, take care of your health, try new things, and allow yourself to feel joy, that energy spreads. It affects how you show up in conversations and how present you are with people. When you feel grounded and fulfilled in your own life, you bring a different kind of presence into your relationship. You listen better, you appreciate people more, you have more emotional space to care for others. And that ripple goes beyond just friends and family. The way we live our lives quietly shapes the energy we bring into the world. Kindness spreads, curiosity spreads, calm spreads. So, a big part of reinventing my life before 30 is not just about routines or habits, it's also about being more intentional with people. Because at the end of the day, when I think about the moments that truly matter in life, they almost always involve other people. And I want to build a life where those moments happen more often.